Let's get started in Design Space. So we've got a few different moving parts, so just hang with me here. I will walk you through everything. This is what our final design is going to look like, and I'll show you how I got there. So the first thing is I've created a free SVG file with the thankful, grateful, and blessed. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and upload it. So to upload the SVG, we'll click on Upload, Upload Image, Browse. So you'll save it from our blog, and then just remember where you've saved it. I just saved mine on the desktop. So you'll click on it and click Open, and then Save, and then click on it, click Insert Images, and boom. It's that simple. Now it's on the canvas. But if you come over to the Layers panel over here, it's not going to cut all together, so we want to weld this image so that it's just one single layer image. It cuts exactly as is. So click on Weld. Perfect. And then the next thing we're going to do is add some text. So we'll click on text, and then you can type in your name or whatever you want to do. And then the font that I used for this project is called DIN 1451. So I'm going to just tuck that right under there. And then the last thing I did was just search for a pumpkin image. And feel free to customize this as much as you want. So I clicked on image, and then I just typed in pumpkin. And then you can choose any of these pumpkins. This is the one I picked, so we'll click on it and we'll click Insert Images. So we've got our three pieces, and now we're going to kind of size them all together. So all I did was size my pumpkin down a little bit, and I kind of just placed some center. We'll fix that later. And then I actually like how how this looks in proportion to the thankful, grateful. Okay, so if you're happy with how things look, the next thing we're going to do is just get them all centered and distributed evenly so it's perfect. So we'll go ahead and highlight all of it, then come up to Align, and we're going to tell it to distribute vertically, so it's going to make sure that the spacing between here and here is the same as up here. So click on that, just budge it up a little bit if you saw that. And then we'll come back to Align and center horizontally. Like it suggests, it's just going to make sure everything is centered with one another. So you see it bump over a little bit, and that's perfect. So then the last thing we're going to do is attach all three of these individual pieces together. So we'll come to the bottom right hand and click on Attach. This is going to tell your Cricut, hey, I want you to cut this all together as I have it. And then I just went ahead and changed mine to this fun fall color, but you don't need to do that. Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to do is size this down. So I'm working with the Cricut Joy. And I should have told you this at the beginning, but I forgot. Make sure you have your correct machine selected up here. If you forget like me at the end, it's okay. But as you can see over here, it's telling us, hey, this is way too big to cut on the Cricut Joy. Do you see this? So it's saying you need to reduce your image size to 4.5 inches for the width. So we'll come up here to size and type in 4.5. And then I left the lock on, and so it's automatically going to adjust the height proportionally, which is perfect. So now we can cut this on the Joy, and that's how I made this project. So 3 little steps, just a few different little tools to use in Design Space. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one because we don't need it. And then at this point, make sure that your Joy is plugged in and turned on. We got the Joy selected, we're gonna click on Make It, and it's gonna take us to the matte preview screen. Typically a little window would pop up asking you how you wanna cut your materials. I didn't get it this time, and I think that's because I've told the Cricut I needed to be 4.5 inches wide, so it automatically knew to cut without the mat. Design Space is telling us that we need at least 7.5 inches in material, and then make sure you click on Mirror because we are using iron-on. And then we'll hit Continue, and then it's going to connect the Joy over Bluetooth, and then we will search for Smart Iron-On, which is right here, so we'll go ahead and click on that, click Done, and now we can get cutting. So this is the Smart Iron-On that I'm working with today. It is a gold finish. So we'll get the Joy opened up, and then I'll get the Smart Iron-On out of the box. It says we need at least 7.5 inches of material. I have more than 7.5, and I will just trim the excess at the end. Okay, so what's super important to know is with the iron-on, there's going to be a shiny side that you can see here, and then there's going to be a matte side. You want to make sure you put this matte side up. We don't want to cut the shiny side. So we've got it connected to our computer, and now I'm just going to get this inserted in. So the Joy is going to pull it through, make sure we have enough material. And then I'm going to go to my computer. So I clicked on Go on my computer, and now it's going to automatically cut for us. So it's all finished cutting. I'm going to hit Unload on my computer. Like I mentioned before, you can cut your iron-on to size ahead of time. I typically find with the Joy materials that I like to cut it after it's finished cutting on the Joy, just so I can save the most material. I like to use a paper trimmer to do this, it's really nice. Now we're going to weed. I've got a weeder tool here, and I usually just like to pick a corner, kind of dig in a little bit. Make sure you are just going through the iron-on and not that clear protective sheet. And just pull down slowly at a 45-degree angle. And what we're doing here is removing the excess iron-on vinyl from around our design, and then we will also do inside of the design as well. So just go nice and slow. Weeding iron-on is my favorite material to weed, but you'll still want to just make sure that you go slow. So I've gone ahead and I've removed all of the excess vinyl from around the design, and now I'm going to take the weeder tool and just carefully pull up the pieces like inside of the letters and inside of the pumpkin that we don't need. Alright, so I'm all finished weeding. That's what it looks like from the side that we weeded from, and then obviously when we flip it, it will look like this. To figure out our heat settings for our EasyPress, we're going to be using Cricut's heat guide. I'll leave the link below. Definitely use this if you have an EasyPress. So we'll click on our EasyPress. The heat transfer material is Smart Iron-On, which is important to make sure you have this one and not regular everyday iron-on selected. And then our base material is 100% cotton, and we have the EasyPress matte. And then it's going to give us all of the instructions that we need. Time, temperature, preheating, the kind of pressure. So definitely use this with your heat transfer projects, and make sure you follow these steps to a T to get successful projects. So I have my tea towel on a EasyPress mat, and I did not wash mine ahead of time, so you can see there is a line. But actually this will be helpful when we're getting our material lined up. But I am going to take my EasyPress and just try and crease it out a little bit so it's not as strong, I guess. And then also we do need to preheat our fabric for 5 seconds. So I'm just gonna kind of be doing that, counting to 5. Do not forget to preheat your fabric, that is so important. So now we're going to take our iron-on design, and I wanted mine to kind of be closer to the bottom. And then I'm gonna use the center line to help center it. If you don't have a crease, you can fold your towel in half. So I currently have it folded into thirds, but you could fold it again. Press your EasyPress along the fold, and then it will tell you where the center is. That's a nice little trick that I like to use often. So get that lined up where you'd like, and then we'll push down. And then we're going to apply the EasyPress for 30 seconds. All right, so it's just finished, so carefully remove this. And then I'm going to undo the fold, and we're gonna preheat from the back for 15 seconds. And again, we're going to be using light pressure for this. All right, so we'll get this turned off. And then we are going to be doing a cool peel. So I'm going to let this cool down, and then we will remove the liner. So quick tip here, I went ahead and removed the EasyPress mat from underneath the tea towel. And I found that that helps it cool down way faster because the mat is absorbing a lot of the heat. So if you just remove your project from your EasyPress mat, it might cool a lot faster. So we are going to remove our liner now from the iron-on, and of course we're looking for it to be completely stuck, so just go nice and slow. It should come off really easily just like this. And again, I'm just starting in one corner and going on an angle. As you're going, if you find that there are pieces that are not completely stuck to the towel, you can go ahead and reapply your EasyPress and just repeat the same steps that we just did. So heating from the front, heating from the back. But this one is looking perfect. And there it is. I absolutely love this gold colored iron-on. I think it turned out really well on top of this flour sack towel. So let me get this folded. And there is what it looks like, you guys. I'm so excited about this project. I know it's so simple, but I love being able to make things for my home, and also just to have it be personalized is a lot of fun. These make great gifts if you're trying to figure out something to give someone. That is how you use the Cricut Joy to make an iron-on project. We did this Thanksgiving themed tea towel, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.